In the dry and silent plains of southeastern Turkey, a strange mound quietly rises from the earth. For centuries, locals called it Göbekli Tepe, or Potbelly Hill. They saw it as just another feature of the terrain, perhaps an old cemetery, nothing more. But beneath the sun-baked soil lay a secret that would shatter our understanding of the ancient world, and rewrite the very first chapter of human history. This is the story of a discovery that pushes the dawn of civilization back by thousands of years. A story of a temple built by people we thought were simple, hunter-gatherers long before the invention of riding the wheel or even pottery. For decades, Göbekli Tepe was overlooked. An archaeological survey in the 1960s dismissed it as a medieval graveyard. But one man, a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt, saw something different. He noticed unusual flint fragments scattered across the surface, the kind made by prehistoric hands. In 1994, with a small team, he decided to take a closer look. He wasn't expecting much, perhaps the remains of a small settlement, but as they began to dig, brushing away layers of dust and time, the earth started to give up its secrets. What emerged from the ground was breathtaking. It wasn't a settlement, it wasn't a graveyard, it was a series of massive, circular enclosures, and at the heart of each enclosure stood colossal T-shaped pillars of limestone, some towering over 18 feet tall and weighing up to 20 tons. Imagine the scene. Archaeologists carefully unearthing these stone giants, one by one, realizing they had stumbled upon something monumental, something that shouldn't exist. These pillars were arranged in precise, deliberate circles, connected by walls of rough-hewn stone. This was a structure of immense scale and complexity, a prehistoric cathedral built on a hilltop. As more of the site was revealed, the mystery only deepened. The surfaces of these T-shaped pillars were not blank. They were covered in spectacular and intricate carvings. Close-ups reveal a menagerie of animals, a snapshot of a lost world. There are snarling foxes, slithering snakes, scorpions with their tails poised to strike, wild boars, gazelles, and graceful cranes. The carvings are not crude sketches. They are stylized, powerful, and full of life. It's clear these weren't just decorative. These symbols held a deep meaning for the people who carved them, a window into their beliefs, their fears, and their relationship with the natural world. Some pillars even depict abstract human forms, with hands and arms carved in low relief, suggesting the T-shapes themselves might represent stylized human figures, perhaps gods or ancestors watching over the sacred space. Now, here is where the story takes a truly mind-bending turn. The results were staggering. The oldest layers of construction date back to around 9,600 BC. Let that sink in. This temple is 11,600 years old. That makes it 6,000 years older than Stonehenge in England. It's more than twice as old as the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. It predates the invention of writing by 6,000 years and the invention of pottery by thousands. This discovery throws a monumental wrench into the long-accepted timeline of human development. The conventional theory, the one taught in textbooks for decades, goes like this: first came the agricultural revolution around 10,000 years ago. Humans settled down, learned to cultivate crops, and domesticate animals. This created food surpluses, which allowed for larger, stable communities. Only then, with the basic needs of survival met, did people have the time, resources, and social structure to develop complex religion, art, and monumental architecture. In short, farming was thought to be the spark that ignited civilization. Göbekli Tepe completely flips that narrative on its head. The people who built this temple were not farmers. Evidence from the site shows they were collectors. They lived on wild game like gazelle and oryx, and gathered wild grasses and nuts. They had no domesticated animals, no cultivated fields. They used only primitive flint tools to quarry, transport, and carve these massive limestone pillars. This raises an astonishing question. How did nomadic or semi-nomadic groups of hunter-gatherers organize themselves to undertake such a massive, multi-generational construction project? Quarrying a 20-ton block of stone from a nearby limestone plateau, moving it hundreds of meters, and erecting it with precision is a feat of engineering that would be challenging even with today's technology. For a prehistoric people, to do it with nothing but stone, wood, and manpower is almost unbelievable. It required immense social organization. Hundreds of people from different bands would have had to come together, cooperating on a scale previously thought impossible for that era. They needed planners, engineers, skilled masons, and a huge labor force, and they needed a powerful, unifying reason to do it. The old models said that complex society was a product of agriculture. Perhaps the need to feed the hundreds of workers gathered at this ceremonial center is what spurred the experiments with cultivating wild grasses, leading eventually to the invention of agriculture itself. The temple, it seems, may have built the town, not the other way around. Religion, the shared need to understand our place in the cosmos, might be the true engine of civilization. But the enigma of Göbekli Tepe doesn't end there. After about 1,000 years of use, something truly strange happened. Around 8000 BC, the site was deliberately and meticulously buried. The great stone circles, the sacred pillars, the carvings, all of it was intentionally covered over with millions of cubic feet of earth, flint, and animal bones. It wasn't destroyed in an attack or abandoned to the elements. It was carefully and purposefully entombed, creating the very potbelly hill that protected it for the next 10,000 years. Why? Why would a people spend centuries building such a magnificent ceremonial center only to bury it? Was it a ritual burial of a belief system that had run its course? Was it a way of protecting it? Hiding it from future generations for some unknown reason? Did the gods they worshipped here die? Or did the people simply move on, their focus shifting from the wild world of the hunt to the new world of the farm? We may never know for sure. The people who built Göbekli Tepe left behind no written records, only their silent stone sentinels. Today, less than 10% of Göbekli Tepe has been excavated. What we see is just the tip of the iceberg. Scans reveal 15 similar, maybe older, huge sites hidden right beneath the hill. Each one could hold new clues to the lives and beliefs of these ancient people. Göbekli Tepe is more than just an archaeological site. It's a portal to the very dawn of human consciousness. It forces us to ask profound questions about our own origins. It shows us that our ancestors were far more complex and capable than we ever imagined. As we stand and look out over these excavated circles under the same Anatolian sun that shone on their creators, we are left to wonder, what other secrets about the birth of belief, society, and civilization are still buried, waiting to be discovered beneath the quiet slopes of Potbelly Hill? Thanks for joining us on this journey back in time. If you're ready for the next mystery, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. The truth is still out there, only here on Forgotten Clues.